We got some guests.
Yeah.
You know, I know who these guys are.
Do you?
I'm very excited. Yeah. We have writers Lonnie Nadler and Zac Thompson over here on the couch with us.
I'm excited.
Hello.
Yeah. Mostly because I get to torture you guys with trivia questions that I wrote. So we figured, I was told, like, hey, can you put up some trivia questions for Zac and Lonnie? They're going to be on the show. And I wrote some, and they were like, these might be too hard. And this trivia challenge is brought to you by Citizen. And they were like, these questions might be too hard. And I was like, yeah?
And they got this.
You can do it.
And then I tweeted about it, and you guys were like, no, we got this.
That was
I would
me.
like to clarify that was Zac.
Okay.
I've never had any conflict.
Oh, wait, did somebody write a check they couldn't cash? Is that what y'all are
I
saying?
did it, and then Lonnie can't cash that check.
Oh, I'm just ready for everything that's about to happen right now.
It'll definitely be both of us.
So I did tone these down a little bit.
All right.
They're a little bit safer.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more baby mode for you guys.
I like baby mode.
Baby mode is good. Yeah, sometimes, like, I play a lot of video games. Sometimes I have to go to baby mode if it's too tough.
Hey, look.
You know what?
Look,
No shame.
I know. Did you finish
As
the
long as
game?
you're having
That
fun.
is all that
Right.
matters.
As long as you're having fun. We're going to have fun right now.
right.
Again,
Let's do
this
it.
trivia challenge brought to you by Citizen. Let's get into it. The first question is, what was the name of Cable's first solo series?
Like not cable?
There's a subtitle to it.
Oh, Blood and Metal.
Correct.
Ding, 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 ding,
That was,
ding.
and that was an easy one, right? That was easy.
It's all downhill from here.
So I will tell you that I wrote this question, and that at 11 o'clock at night, I wrote the question and the answer. 11 o'clock at night, like 4 days later, I had a moment where I went, oh no, I gave them the wrong answer.
Oh, wait.
And so I emailed all of our producers, we were like, the right answer is this one, I messed up.
We forgot to tell them one very important detail.
Oh,
this is a trying
we're on a
trivia.
clock.
We
Nobody
gotta
told
go.
me.
We
Okay,
got
number
20
2, who gains the Infinity Gauntlet after Thanos?
Can I give them hints?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Fine.
Well,
Great,
Adam
okay.
Warlock?
What?
Adam Warlock?
No,
there
Nebula.
was one more before that. His daughter.
What 90s Spider-Man event and Spider hit video game?
Maximum Carnage?
Correct.
Yes.
Who comprised the new Fantastic Four?
The new Fantastic Four.
Medusa?
No, you're wrong. We ran out of time. That's my fault. That's my fault. I can't put it on them. You're great. Do you want to know the answer to that one?
Yeah.
Okay. It was Wolverine, Hulk, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, Arthur Adams, Walter Simonson. Wonderful story.
I'm thinking of FF with Math for Action.
Fair. Yeah. I like these questions. Do you mind if we just play around with it?
Can we keep
don't-
going? Let's
we're
just do
having
it.
fun.
All right.
We'll talk about some of your books in a second. Yeah, less pressure. What action originally led to the creation of the Age of Apocalypse?
Legion going back in time and killing Magneto.
Correct. That
Yeah.
brings us one of the topics that was announced today. You guys are working on something that it relates in some ways to Age of Apocalypse. Talk to us a little bit about Age of X-Man.
Okay, we don't know how much we're allowed to say.
Just say that you're doing it.
All right, we are writing Age of X-Man. It's kind of a throwback to Age of Apocalypse, but focusing on Nate Gray, which is probably our #1 character at Marvel.
Yeah.
We're obsessed with Nate.
We're the only guys who love him. So
Love them too.
I was
Love
say
them
I know a couple of people who love him.
we're bringing back X-Man, the chest tattoo, the mesh shirts.
We're getting chest tattoos.
too. Seriously, like, let's take a camera crew. We're going with you to the tattoo parlor. We're making this happen. I will pay $5 out of my own pocket to do this.
That's all a tattoo costs.
Yeah, 100%. This one was one of the questions they had me change. Can you name two members of Magneto's acolytes? And I originally said outside of Magneto, Fabian Cortez, and Colossus, because those are like the easy ones. But the list of acolytes, Magneto's acolytes, is
boy.
nuts. And so this is how many I had.
Oh my God.
So Delgado, to me, was like, oh yeah, everybody knows Delgado. And I forgot, he died immediately.
I saw Skids on there. I don't even know who that character is, but
Yeah.
that is great.
Yeah,
it's a great
Rusty's
name.
on here.
My high school nickname.
Barnacle.
Yeah, there's a lot of Frenzies on here.
Need some names.
So there was a time in the 90s when the Avengers wore super sweet team leather jackets. Love this look. Can you name two of the members during that jacket era?
Oh.
Lonnie, I defer to you. Wonder Man.
What color do
No.
leather jackets generally come in when they're really awesome?
Hot orange.
No, that definitely did not go the way I was
So,
I
Red?
was trying to go.
It was this weird
Black.
time.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Black Panther.
nope.
You went all the
Of all the,
all right. It was Vision when he was milky, Cersei, Black Widow, Hercules, no beard, which I say no beard, no thanks. Black Knight and Crystal. It was a great
Man.
time.
I like Milky
I tried.
Vision. That's my favorite Vision.
Milky
Right?
Vision.
That's how I've called him for years. Milky Vision.
We're gonna do a Milky Vision mini.
Love it. Milky Vision. # for life. I want to talk about one of the projects you guys are working on right now. Second issue comes out next week for X-Men Black.
That's
Yeah.
I
correct.
believe, and you guys are doing an Apocalypse story.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So it's kind of a weird inversion of Apocalypse. We wanted to kind of take everything that people know about Apocalypse and kind of turn it on its head. So nothing can really prepare you for what we're about to do to the Mutant Messiah.
Yeah, we wanted to just sort of explore what he was most scared of, one of the most powerful mutants in the world, and whatever he's scared of, and make him face that. And he faces that at the end of the first issue, and it just gets worse from there for him.
Yeah, I grabbed the second issue from the office before I left for the con, and I think like the first page is him just being like, I've never seen Apocalypse scared like that, which
Yeah.
is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we did with Cable as well. We really want to explore what makes these huge, powerful characters scared. And I think that's really, really fun because it humanizes them in a really interesting way. Apocalypse hasn't really been human, knock on wood. And we wanted to kind of look at that and go like, what is he afraid of? How do we compromise him in a really interesting way?
and that's really interesting to me because when you're talking about just one writer trying to do something that's kind of never been done before, but you collab, like you write together, like tell the fans a little bit about what that process looks like for y'all.
Oh, man.
It's not as glamorous as it might seem. It's every single day we sit in the same room on the different laptops in the same Google documents and
Facing
write and
one
rewrite each other's sentences for the whole day.
We literally are just like, that idea sucks, but what about this? And then we just kind of build off of that.
Yeah.
And we like one day at my house, one day at Lonnie's house, and we just switch every other day.
So we're talking music, party, food, right?
A lot of Super Nintendo, a lot of
What are you playing?
Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country.
Nice.
A lot of oven pizzas, $3.99, easy
Lots
meal.
of real greasy pizzas.
A lot of Subway footlongs.
Upsets me internally. Also, probably your internal
Yeah, I was
organs
gonna
are
say,
doing very
Imagine
poorly.
what it's doing to us.
But it's everything that I imagined a partnership that involves games, pizza, and comics should be.
It honestly is like when I was 8 years old and I dreamed of what I wanted to do for a living, it's exactly this. So it worked out perfectly.
That's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Kind of perfect.
Where do you go from here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Speaking of perfect, next question
Yes.
is about one of the most perfect characters ever created. Let's see if you get this one. Who is the greatest member of the Thor Corps?
Uh,
I have no idea.
The Thor Corps. So, the Thor Corps, one of them is Beta Ray Bill.
yeah.
Great character.
Great character.
Not the best. The best is Dargo Couture, the very 90s version of Thor from the far future who had a beautiful mullet and these wonderful spikes.
Oh,
he is,
what?
Yeah, no, he
That
is so
sounds
good.
awesome.
Yeah, he
That sounds
sounds
really
awesome.
great.
He is. He's great. He's perfect. He's a perfect character.
How do you feel about that, Ryan?
I love Dargo Couture so much. Just
His name is great.
He's like, nothing else matters.
Yep, I'm very excited about that one. This one was an easy one. In which series? Maybe I have no concept anymore of
That
what's
means
easy,
it's
what's
very
not.
hard for us.
Yeah.
In which series did Spider-Girl Mayday Parker first appear?
Oh, man. I mean, probably Amazing Spider-Man?
What If. She was a What If character, which
really?
I find really interesting because now we're doing more What If stories. We're doing Infinity Warp stories like those.
We have a good pitch for a what if story, but we're going to
It's
hold
not
on to it
good.
forever.
It's not good.
I think
But
it's
it's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm a 90s kid. So What If stories, I love a question. When you pose a question and the story comes from that question.
It's always been some of the best stuff that you get at Marvel because it's like that's what fans love to think about is like what if this went a different way. I was looking at like Rick Remender's first Marvel work was like a what if Age of Apocalypse, and like Nate Gray turns into Apocalypse in it, which is so awesome. And I was like, we got some good ideas here that we're gonna.
Yeah, so please don't tell it, but I'm excited. I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
I want you guys to be able to do stuff like that.
All right, we'll hold on to it.
Yeah. So you're talking about Nate Gray, talking
Yeah.
about Apocalypse. You guys worked on Cable. what are the other things that you feel like you really want to do at Marvel?
Oh man, that's a really hard question.
We love Moon Knight, like crazy fans of Moon Knight. I think Wonder Man's really interesting. I'd love to do something with Wonder Man.
I'm a big Miracle Man guy.
I just interviewed Mark Buckingham for 90 minutes, talking about all things Miracle
That's so
Man and
cool.
like his stories about him and Neil Gaiman, like just hanging out and then like coming up with it and working together, and now all this other stuff. I can't wait for that stuff to get out.
That's
really
I'm
amazing.
so excited for that.
We love Nature Girl. No one's ever done much with Nature Girl. Big antlers.
The antlers, right?
She's only like 4 years old as a character, but we are
awesome.
in love with her. So we're gonna try and put our stamp on her.
That's great.
Yeah.
Please don't kill her.
We won't.
Yeah,
I know.
it's cool.
She's safe with us.
Yeah. All right, I've got another one. Do you guys remember the Marvel UK line?
No.
Great, so you're not going to know this one. I originally had, can you name 2 Marvel UK superhero titles from the 90s?
I mean, I would guess Captain Britain would be one of them.
You would be wrong.
Oh,
You'd
no.
be so wrong. Death's Head 2. So we have Death's Head, and there was this great limited series in the early 90s where like Death's Head had like this weird thing, and there's a version that is an alternate universe, and so like Jen Walter She-Hulk and Rhino are, I think, a couple in it, and like Reed Richards
That's
is
the
just
weirdest
a
couple in the world.
That is a crazy couple.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's really cool. Death's Head 2, Warheads, Motormouth and Kill Power, Dark Angel, Knights of Pendragon, and of course Mistech Wars.
Lights of Pendragon?
Knights of Pendragon.
Oh.
I don't know any of those. Literally not one.
I want you guys to go to one of the quarter bins here and like pick them up, and then you're gonna be like, you know what? I have a new pitch.
Knights of Pendragon, coming 2019.
Yeah. I'm taking overall.
No,
so I
this
don't
is-
want to.
Look, I am actually, I love the dynamics between both of you. Have you known each other your whole lives?
No.
So
feels that
you,
way.
Yeah.
I have
Just met.
wait, like I need to know this story. Like, how did this happen?
Marvel came to us and they were like, we got this guy that looks kind of like you, and you guys have similar ideas. Do you want to write a book together?
We actually met in film school about 6 years ago, and we met at Emerald City Comic Con, to be more specific, but we were in the same program at the same school and just passed each other in the hallways all the time. And then we were coming back from Emerald City, and you had a sketch from Jeff Lemire?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I love Jeff Lemire. We got talking. We talked the whole way back to Vancouver from Seattle, and then the rest is history. We started writing comics like a year later.
So how did you both get into comics?
I started reading my mom's Betty and Veronica digests, which is super funny because it's like I write, like my creator-owned stuff is very dark, very horror-driven, but it's like Betty and Veronica was where it all started.
I mean, you could look at that in a very dark way.
Yeah.
Betty and Veronica goes down a dark path.
I grew up in Ontario in Canada in French immersion school, so I grew up reading Tintin and Asterix and Obelix and some real classic like Belgian French comics. So I had a pretty good education in comics early on.
Yeah, those are amazing. It's like if you go to Europe, everybody knows them. Here, it's less so, and there's some amazing stories in there.
Yeah.
All right, my last one, we got a couple minutes left, but the last question I wrote for you guys was, which superhero team forms in the aftermath of the Phalanx Covenant crossover?
I have no idea.
Man,
You stumped us even on baby mode.
yeah. So it was Generation X, because
I was
some of
gonna.
the...
Lonnie, you blew it, man.
Did.
And so one of the things that I talked to Mark Buckingham about was because he was inking Chris Bachalo at that time, and he was doing Generation X. And then Age of Apocalypse happens, and he said that he got pages the next month from Chris to ink, because, this is what, like 93, 4, something like that. And he gets pages, and he's like, it was Age of Apocalypse after, it was Generation Next.
Why does Cyclops have that bandana over
And
his
it was
head?
like, what happened to my characters? Where did they go? And there was no communication. They had no idea.
I kind of love that, though. That's
Right.
what I always think about what Age of Apocalypse would have been like in like 93, because as like a comic fan, you're like, oh, I'm going to go get X-Force, and then it's like next month it's Gambit and the Externals.
You're just so
Like,
confused.
what? But it's brilliant in its own way, right? Because that would never happen today. I kind of love that idea of like going into a store and being like, oh, this book is something different. I'm into it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So good. What are you guys reading from Marvel right now?
Edge of Spider-Geddon's been really good. We actually had one of those issues, but like
Right.
Edge of Spider-Geddon #3 with like old Ben Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Love it. Exiles.
Yes.
Mariko Tamaki's X-23 is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We pretty much read all the X-Men stuff right now.
Yeah.
X-Men Red is really good.
Oh, X-Men Red is so good. I love that book so much. Astonishing X-Men, Matt Rosenberg stuff is super good. Multiple Man is amazing.
Everything Donnie's writing is great.
Venom. Ooh.
Yeah, Venom's
Love
great.
Venom. I love when those, the wings, the Venom wings, I'm like, how did this never happen before? How? And then I just look at Donnie and I'm like, he's a baller. He just brought it hard.
and I had Ryan Stegman in the office recently, and it's like when those two are working together, and it's really cool. It's like seeing creators when they start coming together. You guys gelling those ideas, like it's just you watch sparks like fly. It's super cool.
We go like a mile a minute.
Yeah.
So where can people find your work? Where can they find you online? Where can they get to know more about y'all?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Zac B.E. Thompson. You can also find everything I write on Comixology and on Marvel.com.
You can find me on Twitter at Lon_monster. It's like my old Hotmail account that I just turned into a Twitter handle.
Someone should email you at lon_monster@hotmail.com.
I think that doesn't exist anymore.
You can email me at mchammer93@hotmail.com.
And you can find all my books in the same places you can find his, because they're the same books.
Well, make sure you check out their work, and also make sure you're following along at Marvel on Twitter and Instagram. And thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for
This is
having us. It's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.